This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Welcome, listeners. I'm your host, Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this 15-book series chapter by chapter. As always, there are no spoilers past the chapter we are covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host, Brett, who's a longtime fan of the series, and he's acting as my tour guide on this journey. Before we get into things today, we want to thank and welcome River to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. We also want to recognize and acknowledge our newest producer-level patron, Kyle Smith, who joins the ranks of Ward Wisensell, Joe Lott, Passion Socks, and Moltude. Thank you so much to all of our patrons for your generosity and, most importantly, your support. This episode, we're going to be talking about Chapter 8 of The Great Hunt.
Yeah, the Dragon Reborn.
The Dragon Reborn.
So cool.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
And it was pretty fun because we got multiple perspectives.
Yeah, there's 4 more perspectives.
Yeah, it was great.
So.
It was fun. It was a flip-flop. And I found it very interesting. Like, the writing was really interesting because we got almost a continuous scene from the point of view of different people. It was very interesting. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it just, rolled on through.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's get to my fun fact, then we can continue on with the Dragon Reborn.
Okay.
So this fun fact is actually an extension of last chapter's fun fact.
You got put on blast a little bit.
A little bit by Spencer. We had a phone call about this.
Yeah, our friend Spencer. And then also in our Discord, people had a long conversation about your Armageddon.
About the movie or
stuff.
about the... Okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the controversy stems around the fact that Armageddon was a movie in 1998 where things happen about the end of the world and there's an asteroid and things. But in my brain, it got a little bit mismatched and I had to figure out why that happened because I had vivid memories of a few scenes where a couple people get...
Of the asteroid hitting the Earth.
Yeah, and people getting demolished by a tidal wave and people driving up a hill in a motorcycle to escape. So I had to do a little bit of a dive onto why my brain did that. So Armageddon is a movie that was released in 1998 about an asteroid that's going to hit the planet and wipe out all life. And there's another movie that was also released in 1998 about an asteroid that's going to hit the Earth and wipe out all life too.
Oh, good.
And that one was called Deep Impact. So they're 2 movies that were released 2 months apart from each other in the same year about the exact same thing.
Ah.
And the events that I was remembering were actually from Deep Impact. And what's a little bit funnier is that Deep Impact is by a lot of movie critics and astronauts and stuff. It's said to be the more accurate of the 2, and that's the one that was executive produced by Steven Spielberg, and Armageddon was made by Michael Bay with Disney. And apparently, Disney may or may not have, it's not confirmed, but Disney may have ripped off the storyline from Deep Impact because it came first. And it was in production first, and it was being made before Disney even started making Armageddon.
Okay.
But Armageddon actually did way better by about $200 million, and it was the highest grossing movie in 1998.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
Same concept, though.
All right, but you had to just correct yourself a
little
bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my brains put all those scenes all together in the same movie.
Right, and then there were some people who were upset with me for saying it was a good movie. But then I corrected myself by saying I actually haven't seen it, so I don't know. I mean, maybe I saw it when it came out, but I doubt it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a wrap up on that, I think.
Yeah, so no more Deep Impact Armageddon facts for you. So
not for a while, maybe.
Yeah, that's where it ends.
Okay, so let's get into Chapter 8, The Dragon Reborn. And the chapter symbol is the dragon's fang.
Which we typically see when things about the dragon come up.
When negative things come up. That's sort of what we've seen, haven't we?
A little bit. Not all the time. It's not always negative. We've seen it with stories about the Dragon Reborn at the beginning.
Okay.
And sometimes we see the Dragon's Fang when there's
Dark friends, I thought.
Dark friends, evil things, because the symbol itself is supposed to be scratched on doors to say people are being bad.
Yeah, and I think that this is where there might be a little bit of a shift in thinking about the Dragon's Fang, because now it's a symbol of the male power.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, because it's the other side of the Aes Sedai symbol.
And that's a little more fitting for this chapter as opposed to dark friends and evil.
Yeah, because it's Rand.
Yes. Or is it?
Ooh.
Oh no!
It's a dark friend Rand. Oh no.
So last time we left Rand, he was being summoned to see the Amerlin seat, and Lan was helping him get ready.
Yeah, and telling him like a bunch of things he has to do.
Yeah, so that's funny. And now we are entering with Rand and Lan, heading to see the Amerlin seat. And on the way, some guy shouts, Taishar, Malkier, and Taishar Manetherin.
Yeah, and we've seen that greeting before when they arrived in Faldara.
But we get what it means now. I don't know if we got it before. If we did, I missed it. So I was excited to find out that it meant true blood of.
Yeah, I can't remember if we got that in the first book.
I don't know. I don't remember it if we did.
But again, the rule is if it's new to you now, then it's new.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so true blood of.
If I don't remember it, it's new to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of how it works, right?
Yeah. So. Okay. So, plus Lan responds with Taishar Shinar, which is kind of cute.
Yeah, it's like a nice little greeting.
Yeah.
You might notice people do that on Twitter sometimes.
Yes, I do notice that, which is funny. And now I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a greeting.
Yeah. So, so they get to the women's apartments, which is interesting. Like, I pictured the meeting with the Amerlin seat to be a little more formal, and especially because Lan's dressing him up so formally.
Yeah, like maybe in like a Morgaze type.
It's exactly what I was
ballroom.
going to say.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Maybe not the biggest where she beheads people, but
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But no, just in her bedroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
okay.
good. But it's probably like a big bedroom.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't really, they don't really talk about a bed being in there.
it's like one of those,
it's like
you know,
sitting room.
big hotel rooms where there's like
A suite.
A suite, yeah.
With like a sitting area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's happening here.
Yes.
And then we get one of the best parts, I think, of the chapter when Rand's like all in his head and super nervous and clearly anxiety ridden.
Yeah, and he has all these thoughts about wanting to just take off and leave right now.
Yeah, like you gotta imagine he's just like crumbling under the pressure.
Yeah.
And Lan goes, cat crosses the courtyard. And then he snaps up and like goes into one of his poses that he's been practicing with Lan.
Yeah.
And he's like all relaxed but standing
you know what's
upright.
funny? I thought that was Lan announcing that men were coming into the women's apartments.
Oh no, that's not what happened. That's not. No.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
it seems like to me. Where he's like, it's like a funny thing. You announce that men are coming into the women's apartments.
Yeah.
Cats crossing the courtyard, and then all the women know.
Okay, that's not what's happening.
Oh.
Nope. So Lan's like getting Rand to
Yeah.
get into his muscle memory. So he like snaps into a pose that they've clearly practiced together.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
I
But-
like mine better.
Yours is also
Yeah.
good. I'll give you that. It's really funny. But it's really funny because it's like an arrogant saunter almost.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's not even in control of himself. So I can just kind of think he's walking all smugly with his...
Like if he was wearing suspenders, he'd loop his thumbs in them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And say, hey, look at me.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt that.
Oh,
I
for
didn't
sure.
get that at all. So
arrogant saunter, relaxed.
okay, no, I didn't get that. But
Not-
that's okay.
yeah.
It's okay. So one of Amelisa's attendants is there to escort them in once they get to the room, and she does a quick glance at Rand. Obviously, she's on the lookout.
Yes.
And she can't do anything about it right now, which I think annoys her.
Probably because she's under like strict orders, probably from Amelisa, who's under stricter orders from Leandrin.
Right. And Rand totally notices and thinks about how Perrin had mentioned being looked for. And he thinks, why would they want all of us?
Yeah, and he's still living in
Like,
Randland where it's all about him.
It's just me. They just want me. Perrin's wrong.
I'm the only important person here.
Yes. So outside of the doors to the Amerlin's room, there are 3 Aes Sedai. So Leanne is one of them, and there are 2 others.
Yeah, you want to know a fun fact here?
Sure.
Leanne actually is pronounced Leana.
Oh.
Yeah, in the audiobooks and in the glossary definition,
Yeah.
it's Leana.
How? That is dumb.
But we can say Leanne. I'm okay with that.
Have I been reading it wrong?
Yeah.
Is it spelled differently than I think?
No.
'Cause I do that sometimes with letters.
No, Leanne is an easy...
Leane.
Yeah, it's easy to say Leanne, but technically the audiobooks, it's Leana.
Leana.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Okay.
Except it's very similar to Leandrin.
Yeah, so whatever you want to go for. Let's just say they're interchangeable. Whatever happens, happens.
Leandra? What did you say?
Leanna. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You know me and names. I just love new complicated names. They're my favorite. Okay. So,
Leanna
asks Lan what he has brought them. A young lion. But don't let any of the greens see him, or they will bond him before he can take a breath.
Yeah.
So, just more talking about how these greens are just super horny for men.
Predatory.
Yes, very.
Yeah,
actually.
and into the young ones.
Right.
So.
But also, an interesting fact about how Aes Sedais get warders.
Yeah, so what was your take on that?
So, they just, like, choose a guy and bond to him. That's what it seems like.
That's kind of what it seems like.
Like, a guy they like, they're just going to be like, bonded.
So that actually is a really important question in the series. Like, is it a two-way relationship? Is it a can you be my warder, can I be your warder situation? Or is it like a I choose you and throw a Pokeball at you?
Yeah. Capture you as like, my warder.
How did Moraine capture Lan?
Right. Well, it says that the greens like to bond them young.
Yeah. And I mean, that could be taken a lot of different ways, like still young and impressionable and maybe not making the best decisions.
Yeah.
Kind of the same way people get young people to take student loans and things like that. Get them young.
Okay. But I also had an interesting note about how I know you had mentioned before or asked me if I thought that any Aes Sedai had more than one warder.
Yeah.
And if there are any group of Aes Sedai who have more than one, it is 100% the greens.
Okay, so now's probably a good time to tell you this too. In the glossary definition of warders, it is stated that some have multiple warders.
In the glossary definition of warders?
Yes.
Should we do a...
So,
have you done a glossary definition of warders? I don't think so.
Well, let's do it now.
Okay, well then it's time for glossary definitions with Brett.
Okay, so a warder is a warrior bonded to an Aes Sedai. The bonding is a thing of the one power, and by it he gains such gifts as quick healing, the ability to go long periods without food, water, or rest, and the ability to sense the taint of the Dark One at a distance. So long as a warder lives, the Aes Sedai to whom he is bonded knows he is alive, however far away he is, and when he dies, she will know the moment and manner of his death. While most Ajahs believe an Aes Sedai may have one warder bonded to her at a time, the Red Ajah refuses to bond any warders at all, while the Green Ajah believe an Aes Sedai may bond as many warders as she wishes. Ethically, the warder must accede to the bonding, but it has been known to be done involuntarily.
Oh, shoot.
What the Aes Sedai gain from the bonding is a closely held secret.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't really know. And that kind of led into our first book conversation about can Moraine, like, read Lan's mind?
Yeah.
Or vice versa? Like, how does that really work?
Yeah.
So, but did you also pick out, when she talks about bonding them young, what she calls Lan?
Gaiden or something?
Yeah, Lan Gaiden.
Yeah.
So that's another glossary definition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Continue it.
Continuing. So, Gaiden literally means brother to battles in the Old Tongue. And it's a title used by Aes Sedai for their warders.
Yeah, and that comes up later in this chapter, a little bit later on. I've noticed them saying Lan Gaiden, kind of like they're saying Moraine Sedai.
Yes.
So it's kind of like the warder title. That's what I wrote like later in my notes, actually. It comes up in this chapter. So
yeah, so we get a nice little Old Tongue here.
So, Rand says some ceremonious thing, and Lyanna is surprised.
Yeah, and that's kind of what Lan said was it's going to surprise them.
Yeah.
So
gotcha. Yeah. Okay, so Rand goes in, and Lyanna tells Lan, oh man, these names, that Moraine has a job for him, and he won't be necessary here.
Yeah.
And then I just think, oh, poor Rand. Like, Lan beside him was his...
like, support system?
Support. And then I just say, you could do it, Rand.
So does Moraine actually have a job for Lan? Or is Lan's job now to leave Rand to the Amyrlin?
Yes, that's the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like, go away.
Yeah.
The task is to stand by the window.
Yeah, and I mean, like, they are gearing up to leave. Like, we find that out.
Yeah.
So maybe he does have a job. Like, go pack up, go make sure everything's running smoothly for, like, leaving and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe go collect Perrin. You know, because we get that Perrin's going to talk to them.
It's true, but we do find Lan standing by the window later on this chapter.
Yeah, but he's overseeing things happening.
Ah, so there you go.
Yeah, no, I don't think he had a job.
It sounds like a nothing job.
Get out of here, job.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this room, there is Moraine, Varen, and the Amerlin seat
Yes,
herself.
the three who know things.
Yeah, and Amerlin is sitting in the middle. He thinks, how many Aes Sedai does it take to gentle a man? And he has just so many intrusive thoughts about what's about to happen right now. Why is he here?
Yeah.
What's going on? What are they going to do to me?
It is prediction time.
Okay.
How many Aes Sedai does it take to gentle someone?
I bet it depends on the power level.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't
the
think there's
stronger,
a set answer.
So the stronger, the more people you need.
Yeah, well, because they needed 4 to heal. So, like a really strong
Curse, dagger.
Yeah, and they said
wound.
minimum 4. It probably would have been, and that was with an Angreal.
True.
Right?
Okay.
And then we know that there's that other thing that's also powerful.
Yeah,
more
a
powerful.
Angreal.
Yes, that one. And so I don't think there is a specific number.
Okay, it's just more is better for the stronger the channel.
I would say more than 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Less than 1,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so Swan tells Rand to sit and says that this won't be short. But he refuses and keeps standing. And I just think, whoa, power move.
Oh yeah.
Huge,
And again,
huge power move.
this is the Lan instructions coming out.
Yes, and that's what they keep saying. Like,
Yeah.
Swan keeps saying to Moraine, oh, Lan's got to him.
Well, it is funny because now we know that Rand's got like the intros from Andor with the bowing, and Lan taught him some warder stuff too, which is pretty cool. So like,
I stand ready.
Yeah.
And like that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, Rand, no,
And
you don't.
yeah.
You do not stand ready for anything. Are you joking?
yeah,
Like, I don't buy it. And then that's when we get the whole Lan guide in, and I figured out that meant warder.
yeah,
But this is also where I found out that it turns out Reds do not take warders. And I just went, well, that makes sense.
it does.
Like, they hate men. They don't trust men.
So why would they have warders?
They want a man.
Would they be open to a female warder?
Yes.
Okay, just not a man warder.
Yeah, but I don't think that that's in the realm of possibilities in this world.
Okay, so okay, like there's no female warders.
No.
Okay, all men.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
I hate when you smile.
I know.
Okay. I just think that this is a very...
Everyone sticks to the roles.
It's a very segregated series so far.
Yeah,
There's definitely differences between men and women everywhere we go.
Yeah.
And I don't think that this is any different.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. So Swan wants to know how Rand came by the heron-marked sword, and Moraine launches into Tam's story.
Which is so cool
Whoa!
that we get information about Tam.
And I just went, okay, wait, what? Like, okay, when did she acquire this information?
Yeah, so when did she?
I don't know. Maybe these past couple months, maybe that's where she's been going. I don't know at all, but I do know that it's a big deal and that this is a huge bombshell to drop on Rand now.
Well, it also feels like the Aes Sedai, like they like keeping people off their feet.
Yes.
Like they like to shock people to catch them off guard.
Yeah.
To get like more
especially power over them. Emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, here's a great place to tell Rand stuff that she knows about his dad.
Right.
/ not his dad.
Right. So, like, maybe she has known this since she met him in Emmons Field.
Yeah.
Maybe not, though.
Maybe she's recently picked it up.
Maybe.
Okay.
It's unclear in my head right now, and I kind of like to keep it that way for now until I have more information. But, so it turns out he left the Two Rivers as a boy, joined the army of Ilion, served in the White Cloak War, whatever that is. Because we haven't heard about that yet, right?
No.
Like, I haven't heard about that.
No.
And then the last 2 tier wars.
Yeah.
And
so this kind of gives a lot of good information about the nations
sort of
as a whole.
History, yeah.
Yeah, because we had lots of conversations about the map in general, how a lot of the borders seem very loose.
Yeah.
And that really digs into this whole fact that Ilion has had like 3 wars in the last like Tam's lifespan.
Yeah.
That we can pick up just from this story that he served in personally. So it doesn't seem like the nations are very sturdy, but kind of a cool, fun fact there.
Okay. And so he rose to be a blades master and the second captain of the companions, whatever that means.
So he served with the army of Ilion. So you
Okay.
can probably assume it's a contingent of Ilion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just like it's a rank
Yeah.
kind of thing? Okay.
But I mean, second captain sounds pretty high.
yes.
So,
okay.
but that's like huge.
But like of the companions, like I just think of the like 100 companions and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just linking things that don't need to be linked, I think.
yeah, you're linking too much there, but
Okay.
he served very high in the armies of Ilion.
Okay.
So like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Him being gone for like
Yeah, who knows?
a long time.
Yeah, and then after the Aiel War, he returned to the Two Rivers with a wife from Camelin and an infant boy. And that's a lot of information to know about Tam's backstory.
Yeah.
Yes. So Rand questions his entire life and everyone he's ever known and trusted.
Yeah, and if you didn't know Rand had some daddy issues,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
highlighted here.
and now he's like, who else knew all of this? Did Nynaeve tell her? And then now he's like questioning, Nynaeve's loyalty. And,
Yeah, I mean, Nynaeve and Rand did have that conversation in the hallway where Nynaeve said, I didn't tell her anything.
Yeah.
But, like, who knows? Like, she could have gotten that from, like, anyone.
Yeah.
Like, Bran Alvear could have known. Like, Tam was friends with people. He's in the village council.
Yeah.
Like, presumably more people knew about his life, so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? Not me.
Not you.
Yeah. But maybe Moraine has friends in like Ilion.
Yeah, it's not like Ilion would keep it a secret.
Because it sounds like they went searching as soon as they found out that this boy was, and we'll get into that too, because they found out this boy was born on the side
Yeah.
of Dragon Mount, and they went searching.
Yeah, for someone, and then they found
Yeah.
out that someone picked up a boy,
Yeah.
so she looked for him, that guy.
Yeah.
So, like, figuring out, and Ilion would have records, probably, most
Yeah.
likely, about who their second captain was for
Yeah.
however many years.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So Swan asks if they can find out if the blade is authentic, and Varen says, yes, there are tests, and Swan says that we will test it, and Rand gets all defensive and says, no, you can't have my sword, this is my dad's sword!
Nobody's touching my sword, don't
no
take it.
one's touching my sword! And this makes Swan happy and says that he will need that fire.
Yeah, so it's like, it's good that it's not just Land doing things.
Yeah.
Like, Rand's got some internal passion here,
Right.
so...
then she jumps right into the important stuff and tells him that Ingtar will be leaving in a few hours to find the stolen horn. Matt and Perrin are going with them, so she wants to know if Rand will accompany them. And I just think that's really soon.
Yeah, like today.
That's literally today.
Oh my god.
Which makes sense. Like, the stuff was stolen, and you gotta go after it, because the longer you wait, the further away it's gonna get.
Yeah.
And the harder your search will be.
Yeah, it's hard to move faster than...
Right.
Like, you don't have a car to drive. Like,
Nope.
you're on a horse.
You can't
so-
jump on a plane. Just take the tainty ways.
There you go. Hey, now you're thinking.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Get ahead of them.
Yeah. Okay, so this is really sneaky sneaks on the part of Swan, I think, because she's just like, la-di-da, here's what's going on. Your friend's gonna die if he doesn't find this dagger. Do you want to go too?
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
not
have,
much of a choice.
You don't have to. I don't really care, but whatever.
Well, because also Nynaeve and Egwene and Moiraine and Alan are all going to Tar Valon with all the rest of the Aes Sedai today too.
Yep.
So if Rand wants to stay, that's fine, but he's going to be by himself.
All alone.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Just like, where do you want to go?
Trickster with her tricky words.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Rand gets all confused and asks why Matt and Perrin are going on this hunt. And then that's when he finds out that the dagger was taken and Matt needs it or else he will die. And Rand can go with them or he can stay. Doesn't matter.
It's a good option, Close is what she's doing.
Right. So Rand is surprised that she will just let him go like that. And then he's upset that Matt is dying. So he's like back and forth in his head about all sorts of stuff. And then he's smart enough to recognize for a moment that she's trying to push him in a certain direction. He thinks, which direction do you want me to go, Aes Sedai? I'll go in the opposite direction. Like, he vows to go in a different direction than what she wants. Like, he thinks these words.
He does, but I think it's kind of a stupid thought because he's been waiting like a month and a half for Moraine to tell him what to do, and she hasn't told him what to do, so he's done literally nothing.
Yes.
And now that the Aes Sedai are like, hey, these are your options in front of you, now he's being all controversial and like...
Yeah. Welcome to Rand.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't make a ton of sense.
No,
but
never. Everything he does makes no sense.
yeah.
He doesn't know what he wants. He's confused about his own life. Welcome to Rand. I haven't said that in a long time. Rand is confused.
Rand is confused.
Poor Rand.
Yeah.
He's so confused.
He was like not confused for a very small amount of time, and
Yeah.
now he's back to being very confused.
Yeah, but he gets sort of defensive and realizes that she's trying to lead him in a certain direction. And he thinks, I'm not going to go the direction you want, lady. But then immediately thinks about how he has to help Matt.
And he's like, yeah, I'll go
He
with
has
it.
to find the dagger. He can't abandon him. And he's like, how are we going to find this dagger? And it's pretty cute because these are like friendship goals for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking for an accountability buddy who can be
Okay.
accountability buddyable to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I also kind of want to know, how has Rand been affected by this dagger?
That's true. We know that it's like secondhand.
Yes.
I kind of think of it like secondhand smoke, right?
Yeah, but that's
Still
exactly
damaging.
what I mean.
Yeah, still
like,
bad.
does it matter that it's separated from Rand now too? Slightly? Like, will he start feeling like effects?
I think that maybe that should be something that you look for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's on my mind.
Yeah.
Because he was very close to it.
Yeah.
For a long time.
He was the closest to it out of everyone for the longest amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Swan says that he doesn't have to choose now, but he'll have to make his decision before Ingtar leaves, and without hesitation, he says that he will leave. Okay. It's decided then. So now that's dealt with. Swan drops another super casual bomb and says, oh, by the way, I know you can channel.
Yeah. What?
What do you know, Rand? So he sort of starts rambling things like, I can't use the power, I can't channel, I didn't do it on purpose, I didn't mean to, I won't do it again,
He's
I never
very
want
much
to
like
use it again.
a kid who's caught with his hand in a cookie jar.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I
I
didn't
didn't mean to.
Yeah, I was just looking, I was just checking to see if all the cookies
I
were
was
still
just
there.
smelling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she tells him that some can be taught to use it while others cannot, and we've heard that before.
Yep.
And the one power kills those who cannot control its flow.
Yeah. And we
So-
learned that too about the women's half.
Right, and so he better learn to control it. Otherwise, he will not live long enough to go crazy.
Yeah. Have you noticed that Swan likes to make a lot of fish references?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of like fish and water and boating and stuff like that.
No, I actually didn't notice that.
Okay, look for it. It happens a lot this chapter.
Okay, well, I noticed that she uses the same analogy that Moraine used.
But can't teach
Moraine used that analogy when they were still in the Greedman's place after everything had happened at the Eye of the World, back in like the end of book 1.
Yeah.
And Moraine said, it's like you can't teach a fish to fly and you can't teach a bird to swim, that kind of thing. And then
Well, that's
Swan
clearly like a
says like the same saying.
That sounds like an Aes Sedai saying, like something that they teach people to say.
Maybe they're also buddies, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they know.
Well, we
together.
get Varen's counter argument saying,
Yeah, I
like,
like
"Oh, I
her.
think this
She's
is a
so
bad
funny.
saying." Yeah, I don't know why people say this.
And she
because
goes on and on and on, and
about
then there's
flying fish,
silence.
and swimming birds.
Yeah, and then there's silence, and they're just staring at her.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I mean, this honestly is why I love Varen, is because she just like rambles on
Yeah.
about fun information.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, not fun to some people, but
yeah. So Rand wants to know, like, how is he supposed to learn? Those who can teach him are long dead. But Rand sort of summons the flame and void to achieve some level of calm, which is good. It seems like some second nature for him now. Seems like he's powering up for sure.
yeah, he's getting a little better at finding it faster.
Yes, good. And so Rand wants to know why they aren't going to gentle him. And Swan says, because you're the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit then. So his world just like spins and he goes out of control.
So I want to cut you off here.
Yeah.
So did you notice that when he finds the Flame and Void, Swan asks Moraine, did Lan teach him this?
Oh.
Swan has recognized that Rand is like in the void basically and thinks that Lan taught him how to achieve this, and that's when Moraine says no, he got it from Tam.
Oh. Yeah, I read it and it was confusing, so I just moved on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, it's a visible thing that Swan picked up on
Ah.
that Rand, like, achieved calmness.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, and he got it from Tam Althor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tam's,
All right.
Tam's cool.
Yeah,
I don't
Tam
know.
is cool.
Yeah.
Right, remember how I said that maybe he was like a warder?
Yeah.
I guess that's wrong.
It does seem like that is wrong. But he was a very, very high-ranking person in the alien army for many, many years.
Right.
And he was in, like, a bunch of wars.
And he knows
And
a
he's
lot
a
of
blade
things
master.
about like the warder life or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
But consider that, too, is, like, Tam earned the Blade Master sword probably while serving in the alien army.
Yeah.
So, like, that's
Okay.
an authentic sword.
Yeah. So Rand, his world spins and he goes out of control. And then he starts saying that he is not some tame false dragon on a Tar Valon leash. And like, whoa, that's a pretty strong thing to say to the Amerlin seat.
Oh, yeah.
And Swan wants to know, like, what is he talking about? Where did he hear that before? And he says Tom Maryland.
Which is a big fat lie.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was Beelzebub.
It was.
Yeah.
And confirmed by Tom.
Yeah. And he says, a gleeman, but he's dead now. And Moraine makes a sound.
Yeah, I knew you would pick up on that.
Uh-huh. She thinks he's not dead, like me. I don't
Yeah.
think he's dead.
There's no proof that he's dead, technically, I guess.
There's no proof that he's dead. 100% there's not. So Swan says that he is not a false dragon. He is the true dragon reborn. And now it's time for story time with Moraine.
Yes, which is really cool, too.
So that means that it's also story time with Brett.
And this is a lot of information that we have been able to piece together
Yes.
from previous stories, but this
Yes.
is really just like Maureen streamlining and confirming a lot of facts.
Definitely confirmation on things that were just speculation
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And then Rand sort of ties things in.
Yeah.
Remembering snippets of Tam's fever dream ramblings.
Which is basically confirming that his favorite dreams were true.
Yes.
And again, throwing Rand's life into a spiral that,
yeah.
you know, we'll see if we ever come out of it. So, Maureen talks about the 20 years ago the Aiel crossed the spine of the world, the Dragon Wall, and it's the only time they've done so. They destroyed Kyrian, burned the city, fought the way all the way to Tar Valon, and the last battle that really counted in the war was fought outside the Shining Walls, which is like right outside the city of Tar Valon, in the shadow of Dragon Mount. And that's the big dragon mountain that LTT blew himself up into.
Yeah, and we have heard all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 days and 3 nights of fighting, and the Aiel were turned back, or rather they turned back because they apparently were winning, but they decided to stop because they did what they came to do, which was kill King Laman for his sin against the tree of Vendosora. And we'd heard that stuff before too.
Yeah.
And this is the new piece of information that at that time of the Aiel War, Moraine and Swan were both accepted.
Yeah, I have that as a note with a question mark. Is that a level of becoming an Aes Sedai
Yeah, so
kind of thing? Because I know there's novices.
Yeah, we know that novice is like the entry level, and then there's Aes Sedai, which are like the top level, so you could probably easily plug accepted into the middle ground there.
Okay, yeah, because
And-
I thought maybe it was like novices were the students, and then you just become an Aes Sedai.
Yeah, so it
But
looks
I
like
guess
there's like
more
a
levels.
there's
Yeah.
like a one more level at least, and maybe more. We'll find out.
Yeah. Okay.
And Moraine and Swan both stood with the then Amerlin, and her keeper of the Chronicles, Gitara Moroso, was also there. So there's the 4 Aes Sedai in there, and everybody else was out fighting or battling or whatever they were doing to keep the Aiel from charging into Tar Valon. Now, part of the prophecies of the dragon that we hear is that it says the dragon is going to be reborn on the slopes of Dragon Mount, where he died, and Gitara had the foretelling sometimes, which apparently is now very, very rare. But people like Elida have it.
Yes.
So this isn't like the very easy version of prophecy telling where Gitara like stands up and is having a foretelling, and she cries out, "He is born again, I feel him. The dragon takes his first breath on the slope of Dragon Mount. He is coming, light help us. Light help the world. He lies in the snow and cries like the thunder. He burns like the sun." And immediately she dies.
Yes. Crazy. Okay.
Now, this foretelling
Yeah.
is a lot like...
Elida's.
Oh,
No. I don't know it. I actually just guessed.
Somebody from another book series
Oh.
who happens to do foretellings.
Oh, Trelawney.
Yeah, didn't she have like a super...
Yeah, she did.
About
yes.
stuff?
About stuff.
I don't know what the prophecy was. I just know
good,
that in my
Brett.
mind.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. You
This
just
is-
remember Emma Thompson's portrayal of it in the movies.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Trelawney?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to describe that scene, though? Because I honestly don't know what the foretelling in that was.
Sure. There are several things, especially in the book, that go back that Trelawney has had several true like foretellings or prophecy telling.
And isn't she like generally bad at
She's generally bad at everything.
everything, but she actually has like the real...
her interview with Dumbledore for the job at Hogwarts,
Yeah.
like her eyes roll back in her head and she has a foretelling and she recites the prophecy that neither can live while the other survives. The boy who will defeat the Dark Lord will be born in July, whatever. So she has this whole prophecy.
During the interview?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good interview.
Yeah, and then Snape overhears it.
Oh, okay.
And then goes and tells Voldemort. And
Gotcha.
that's why Voldemort goes and kills Harry's parents and tries to kill Harry.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's how she gets the job.
basically because
Okay.
he's like, oh, she's legit. Yeah. But she doesn't remember it.
Oh, good.
She doesn't
okay.
have a memory of this happening. And then when Harry is there,
Yeah.
another prophecy essentially happens.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right.
Hey, all right.
Cool.
You know what that means?
I do.
Yeah.
And very timely too, because you are out of your drink.
That's
so.
true. I may have done that on purpose.
Okay, so you got our shots this time, and
Yeah.
since we are starting to recycle shot glasses, I let you go ahead and choose. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I know our life and where we've been, and so you can't really surprise me.
This is a new information for you.
No, it's not new information. I'm surprised at the ones you picked a little bit, but
Okay.
that's funny. So you gave me the Amsterdam red light district with a very naked lady
Yeah.
on it. Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And I gave myself the big pink Las Vegas glittery shot glass.
Right. Fun fact, that is from Spencer.
There you go.
Yeah, I think I said that the last time, but...
Well,
that's
also, I thought that one was pink also. It's just my eyes are bad. So
Oh, it's
I
red.
thought I was choosing two bright pink shot glasses.
Oh, no.
In fact, one is...
Well, it's red and pink, and it
Yeah.
was like just Valentine's Day,
I mean, that's-
earlier this month.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We have to cheers again. That was an ugly cheers.
Oh my god. So we end up with two broken shot glasses and vodka all over the computer. And then Danielle promptly dies.
You fill them up more than I do. Okay.
Now, continuing with our story, Moraine, Swan, and the Amerlin just witnessed Guitar Amoroso give this giant prophecy.
Right. I have something to tell you. I remembered. Before you started talking about
Yeah,
Harry Potter, you said, what does this remind you of? And I actually thought of Swan having the power to see Taverin,
Okay, yeah.
or Tavirin.
Yep.
And she saw him blazing like the sun. That was
Yeah.
how she described him. And in this foretelling, it says he blazes or something.
He
with
burns
it.
like the sun.
Burns like the sun.
Yeah, so very similar,
Yeah,
right?
that's actually what it reminded me of.
No, that's good. That's good. So with these three now seeing and witnessing this huge prophecy, because this is like shattering,
Yeah.
because the dragon has actually been reborn, meaning the end of the world is just around the corner. The Amerlin swears both of them to secrecy because there's no one else who witnessed this, and she knows, the Amerlin at the time knows that not all Aes Sedai will see the rebirth of the dragon the same way.
Yes.
And we've gotten that many times.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas
Well,
some
not
people...
all people in general see it the
Not
same
all
way.
people, yeah, men and women. So,
Yeah.
so she sets Moraine and Swan to searching for the Dragon Reborn, this person who was just born on the slope of Dragonmount. And we get a little snippet of a prophecy that says he will be of the ancient blood and raised by the old blood. So we can kind of delve into what that means, but we kind of get some description.
Well, we know
as
the
well.
old blood of Manetheren.
Yeah, raised
Yeah.
by the old blood of being Manetheren. He will be of the ancient blood. Like, we don't really know much about that. So, But yeah, in a large sense, yeah, Rand, you're the Dragon Reborn. Like,
Yes.
this is just huge confirmation. This is why we think you're the one.
Yeah.
Because we tracked you down for the last 20 years,
Yeah.
and you're the guy.
Yeah. And then Rand goes like deep into denial mode.
No.
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 No, I'm not. No, you're wrong.
Nope.
No.
Yeah. But this is a big point. Rand is in huge denial mode,
Yeah.
and he says, again, I will not be used.
Oh, yeah, I know. So he loses it. Like, he is freaking out. And then he actually, like, yells, I will not be used by you.
Yeah.
And Swan simply says that prophecies must be fulfilled, and the last battle is coming, and you were born to unite mankind against the Dark One.
And this is what I mean by the Amyrlin saying a lot of, like, water and fish references. She says, an anchor is not demeaned by being used to hold a boat. And
Right.
her last was about, like, fish, and
Yeah,
continues that way. So.
sure. Because she says it so simply, and I
Yeah.
just think, oh, that's all?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it? Okay, no big deal. But Rand says, Beelzebub is dead. And the Amyrlin says, if you believe that, you are a fool. This is your destiny. And that's what Beelzebub told him in his dreams.
Yeah.
And he thinks to himself, I wonder what she would think if she knew that Beelzebub talked to me in my dreams.
Probably nothing good.
Yeah. Well, and I also wonder how much she actually knows about what happened at the Eye of the World.
Yes.
Right?
We don't know.
Because she says, you're a fool if you believe Beelzebub is dead.
Yeah.
But does she fully understand what happened? Is this the thing that Maureen is keeping from her?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, who knows? Because Maureen also said to herself, like, I'm going to keep stuff from
Oh,
Swan.
yes.
So,
And Swan can't know she's keeping stuff from her.
yeah.
So, okay. So, Rand is told that he can go as he wants without fear of the Reds, and the only 3 Aes Sedai who know who he is are in this room, and it will stay like that. So, she is going to speak with Perrin and Matt too, and I want to see those conversations, especially Perrin.
Okay.
I want to see the conversation with Perrin.
In regards to the whole, like, wolf thing?
Maybe.
Okay.
Like, what are they actually going to talk to them? Probably about the journey that they're going to need to go on.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
But,
Well, it sounds like she's already talked to them. Because she's saying, she said Matt and Perrin are going. Do you want to go with them?
yeah, but she says, I'm going to speak to them like I spoke to you.
Oh, true. Yeah. Okay.
So, I don't know. I want to see it, though.
Okay.
For sure. I hope I get to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she says, have care, Rand al'Thor, Dragon Reborn. And then he says on his way out that he will not be used. And then he leaves.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this is a big thing that's really being drilled into us, is that Rand is stubbornly, and again, this is kind of the thing, if someone is so unwilling to be maneuvered and pushed in a direction, it almost makes them easier to manipulate because you know they're going to say no to whatever you say.
yeah.
So it's like, just say the other thing and then they'll do it.
Yeah. Easy.
So-
Easy reverse psychology.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like, that's a bad thing that Rand is being this stubborn, because you're going to get pushed in different directions by somebody because you're being hard-headed.
Yes.
So
Yeah. He doesn't see it.
we're going to see how that plays out for him.
No. And he thinks he's standing up for himself and doing what he's supposed to do. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like, granted, he's, you know, like, have a backbone, but
Okay. So, boom. Scene change.
yeah.
And we get, I said Maureen question mark. Because
Yes.
at first it's not very obvious.
We don't actually know.
Yeah. So, it's definitely Maureen, Swan, or Varen, I think. I think it's Maureen.
Yeah.
I got the feeling it was Maureen.
It does seem like it's one of those three.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who else it'd be, but we don't get a confirmation in my eyes
Yeah.
of whose perspective
Yeah.
this is.
I thought it was Maureen.
Okay.
But only because we've seen her perspective before.
Yeah.
But, so, in the room, after Rand leaves, Swan says, I cannot make myself like what I just did. It was necessary, but did it work? And Maureen says, I do not know, but it was necessary, and is. And then Varen touches her hand to her forehead, and it's revealed that she's, like, sweating. And she says that he is strong and stubborn, much stronger than she expected. he may have to be gentled after all, but I guess not.
So let's talk about this Varen sweating thing.
Yeah.
Is she sweating from exertion?
Doing something.
From doing something?
Absolutely, yeah.
Or is it just like the...
No.
Okay, doing something.
Yes.
So she was trying to do something. Are we talking like
I
with
wrote
the power?
in my notes, what was she doing to him or with him?
So just to kind of clarify, you think that Varen and the three were conspiring to do something with the power to Rand while he was in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the talk was distraction to like have him in the room long enough to like get what needed to be done.
And allow Varen and possibly Moiraine to do something. Okay.
And so the fact that she says he's stronger than she expected means that at some point she tested his strength.
So there was like more resistance.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Swan said to Rand, and Swan in the last little bit said, I have not marked you. So you're free to go. Like, you're free to go as you will. I have not marked you. And I think that maybe that's like some sneaky lying.
Like, I haven't marked you out?
I personally haven't marked you or put a trace on you.
But possibly
someone else has.
Okay.
That's what I read into.
And we do know that Moiraine had full intentions of, like, wiping any other traces off of the boys before they left. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And so just to keep an eye on where he is and what they're doing, that makes the most sense to me.
Okay.
But they all agree that he can't be gentled now because of all the prophecies. But after the prophecies are fulfilled, they will do what they have to do. But when he learns to channel, light help us all.
It's a really important topic about who the Dragon Reborn is and the channeling side of things. Clearly the prophecies to be fulfilled require that he channels. In some way, shape, or form, it's necessary. But there's a bunch of Aes Sedai, so much so that they're not telling literally anybody about Rand. There's a lot of Aes Sedai who think that the actual dragon needs to be gentled so he can't channel. But then it's like, how do you fight the Dark One without being in the channel? But why, at the end of that line of thought, why would you need to be able to channel to fight the Dark One? Is it like the Dark One is an actual channeler who's going to... Are you having a big wizard battle?
Clearly dark magic. Like Beelzemon, for example, who is synonymous with the Dark One right now.
A little bit.
Yeah. Can clearly channel.
Yeah, so you have to counter...
Definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, otherwise you'll just be like fried up like a bug or something.
So it's kind of like an interesting theory. Like, why
You'll be
would...
fried up like a Howl glowed.
There you go.
Yeah.
But why would Aes Sedai think that the actual dragon should also be gentled?
Well, he's too strong. Once he defeats the Dark One, he can't just be wandering around.
But if his purpose is to fight the Dark One, then why would you gentle him beforehand? Right? That's kind of like the weird question that's being asked right now. Is like,
well, I bet there's lots of people who don't fully believe that he's the one who's supposed to defeat the Dark One.
Yeah, or even like necessary, possibly. So
no, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but
it's a tough question.
Yeah. So then we get a scene change, and it is Nynaeve standing sort of outside, and she can feel a storm coming, but it's really strange because it's a beautiful morning outside, and so she thinks to herself that she feels a storm that's not a storm.
Yes.
And then she sees Rand striding by and decides if there's a storm that's not a storm, he's going to be the center of it.
Okay.
So she goes to follow him, but then she loses his trail.
We did hear Elyda say that Rand is at the center of things.
That's true.
So
yep.
Maybe that's why Rand's all like, into himself, is because Elyda put it in his head that
totally
he's
Elyda's fault.
Yeah, the center of it.
Sure, maybe. No. So Nynaeve loses Rand, and all the women around are literally no help. They just want to hear rumors about him being a prince, and she's annoyed and has a funny back and forth dialogue with herself about like abandoning Emond's Field.
Yeah, I
she's
think
like, you abandoned Emond's Field. No, I didn't. Like, she literally has this first person conversation with herself in her head.
I think this is a really, really important dialogue for Nynaeve as a character. Yeah. Because this is clearly something she struggled with for the entire journey about leaving Emond's Field.
Yeah.
And not just leaving, like, the Two Rivers, but also, like, kind of abandoning the boys and Egwene because she's not doing everything she possibly can to protect them.
Right.
So, like, she's clearly having some internal struggles.
Yeah, a lot of them. And plus she's in love with Lan.
Shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Lan, She comes up on him, who is looking down on the courtyard.
He's doing that mission.
Doing his very important job.
Yeah.
And she gets butterflies and then scolds herself for getting butterflies.
Yeah.
And she thinks that he is bonded to Moraine. And Nynaeve thinks, light burn her. She has everything I want.
So how about jealousy?
Oh, yeah.
As an emotion for Nynaeve towards Moraine. That's crazy.
It's not crazy. It makes complete sense.
I guess so.
Yeah. She hates Moraine anyway.
So it's like one more thing.
One more thing. Like, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lan notices her and says that he has been wanting to talk to her alone, but she's always surrounded by people and women. So he finally gets to talk to her, and she says that he said everything he needed to long ago.
Yeah. So this is big too.
Yeah, I've been excited for this because we haven't gotten anything since last book about what the relationship's actually doing.
Yeah, and I'd asked you if you thought their relationship had progressed, and you originally thought it had.
Yeah.
But clearly it is not.
No, it sounds like they haven't even talked to each other.
Yes, a very quick end to that.
Yeah, which sucks. It's annoying to me. But this is a cute little interaction. So he says the stuff about how he has nothing to offer her but widow's clothes, and that's not right. And she says the same stuff about how he is a king and too good for a village woman.
Yeah, and it's like a nice little dig.
They're really not even listening to what the other person is saying.
Yeah.
Like, he's saying, I'm not good enough for you, and she's saying, I'm not good enough for you.
Yeah.
At some point, one of you needs to be wrong.
Or they're just both not good enough for each other.
For each other. Like, that doesn't even make sense. That they're not listening to each other, they're not communicating. It's not very good. But then he forces something into her hand, and it's the ring of the Malkier Kings.
Yes.
So
that's
this
like
is
Lan's big fat ring.
Big deal. Like, she can fit both her thumbs. It's described in this big gold ring with like a crane on it.
Yeah.
And she like knows right away that this is a big deal. And she says she can't take it, but he really insists. Basically says that it'll help her out wherever she goes with anyone in the Borderlands or any warder.
Yeah, basically Borderlanders, warders, anyone who has ever heard of Lan is going to help Nynaeve with this ring.
Yeah, get a message to him.
Or the most powerful part of it, send it to him.
Yeah.
And he will come without fail.
Yes.
And that's like, sounds like he's going to forsake his oaths to Moraine if Nynaeve asks it.
Yep. Yeah, good though.
I guess so.
In my opinion.
Yeah. That's like a huge thing. If Lan can like say no to Moraine and go to Nynaeve.
That's love, baby.
I guess so. So Nynaeve using that at some point, like that's the...
I don't think she would.
Okay.
But maybe just to spite Moraine.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
He says to take it as a favor to him, but he really must get ready to leave. And maybe they can talk more on the journey to Tar Valon.
Yeah, they're not leaving each other yet, so...
Yeah, and then he, like, leaves / disappears, basically. And I think he disappears so fast because he senses that Moraine is on her way.
Ah, yeah, and he ducks out of there?
Dashes out of there.
Did you catch what he calls her?
No.
Nynaeve Mashiari?
Oh, yes.
Mashiara.
What does that mean?
So, glossary definition.
Okay, it's time for glossary definitions with Brett.
In the old tongue, beloved, but meaning a love that is lost beyond redeeming.
Oh, well, that's not cute.
No.
Oh.
It's really not. So it means like, I love you, but we can never be together.
I hate that so much.
That's the worst kind.
God.
Yeah.
We have a lot of that in this book so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Moraine is being a sneaky sneaks. And Nynaeve asks, how much of that did you hear? And Moraine says...
Not long enough to hear anything I should not have.
Yeah, but Moraine thinks she should have heard everything.
Yeah, so she totally heard the entire conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, until Lan realized that Moraine was there,
yeah.
Right? So
probably a chunk of it.
Yeah. But Moraine tells Nynaeve that they'll be leaving soon, and Nynaeve wants to say goodbye to the boys. But she also wants to know what Moraine did with Rand.
Yeah.
And why the Amyrlin Seat wants to talk to him. And Moraine says that all the boys will be talking to her because they are Taviran, and she wants to wish them luck on their journey.
This is such a non-answer
It
for
is
Maureen.
like,
oh yeah,
and it's such a lie. Like, Nynaeve is smart enough to know that the Amerlin seat doesn't want to wish some boys good luck on a journey.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, it's a like she's totally evading the question completely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then Nynaeve like gets so hot-headed here, so angry. She says that she should have gotten those boys away from Moraine, and Egwene too, and she should have taken them back home. And then Moraine comes back with telling her about how that clearly would not be best for everyone, and she wants to know if Nynaeve has decided to forego her training in Tarvalin, because if her own use of the power is not schooled, she will never be able to use it against her.
yeah, so huge. Moraine knows about Nynaeve's whole plot to like overthrow Moraine.
Yeah.
If
Using
that-
the one power
against
somehow.
her. Yeah.
Which is interesting that she knows that, because I'm pretty sure Nynaeve has only ever thought that.
Yeah, but also Nynaeve's pretty obvious with her
Body
feelings
language
yeah.
and yeah.
Like I feel like you could tell across the room.
But that's a very specific one, I think.
Maybe
I
this
find it
isn't-
curious. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah. I'm just trying to think rationale wise, like probably something that other people have
There is
thought
no-
to do.
No.
Okay.
No.
So how does so
I think it's something sneaky going on.
something sneaky.
Yeah, because Maureen's using her thing to overhear conversations.
Ah, okay.
And so what else can she do? Can she
Okay.
actually read minds?
Interesting.
Yep, that's where my mind goes with that. Because that's a very specific thing. If you want to be able to overthrow me or use it against me,
Yeah,
she says, right? Use it against me. And that's specifically the words Nynaeve has thought to herself before.
Okay. So mind reading abilities from Moraine.
Yeah, but that's not the first time I've guessed that. So
That's true. Yeah.
So Nynaeve demands to know about Rand and what is the Amerlin seat actually doing with Rand. But Moraine is just cool as a cucumber. Like, what interest could the Amerlin have with a sheep herder? Unless attention is brought to him.
Yeah, if you keep running your mouth in the open here.
Yeah.
Saying-
Super casual threat.
I mean, but also this is a big thing. Like, stop talking about Rand in the open in the hallways about him possibly being more important than,
Yeah.
people think he is.
Exactly.
So, but I mean, that's an important lesson to learn.
Yeah. So Moraine leaves, and then Nynaeve punches the wall, and then she opens her hand with the ring in it that she's holding, and the ring seems to heat her anger and focus her hate. And my prediction is,
Sure.
so we know that some Aes Sedai have things that they focus or they use to focus their
Yeah, so
one
Moraine's
power
jewel.
abilities.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I think that this is going to be her tool thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like Moraine's little head
Your jewel.
jewel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forehead blue jewel.
Yeah. She also uses a staff
Yeah,
to focus
that's true.
her energy. So like Aes Sedai have been known to use things to focus their
help-
energy
yeah.
through, and so I think this is what Nynaeve will use.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I like that.
Then there's a scene change, and we get our last perspective of the chapter, and it's Egwene.
Neat.
Yep, and this is basically leaving off from exactly where we just left everyone, and Egwene is in her room watching the maids pack up her things, and Nynaeve comes in, and they talk back and forth about leaving, and Egwene says she'll be happy to bathe without looking over her shoulder. So it's
Because
just,
again, the modesty thing.
yeah, it's just funny that all the Emmonsfielders struggled with bathing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nynaeve blushes.
Oh, yeah. Better to bathe alone, but then she blushes, and Egwene thinks Nynaeve is thinking about land.
She's thinking about naked land.
Ooh,
There you go. Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
And so Egwene thinks it's odd to think of the wisdom mooning over a man. And then Nynaeve suddenly, almost out of the blue, tells Egwene to stop calling her wisdom.
But we know that it's not out of the blue, and this has been like racking Nynaeve's brain for a long, 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 long time.
Yeah, but Egwene thinks of it as suddenly and
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
nowhere. So she just says that they're just two women out in the world, a long way from Emmonsfield, and it will be better if she just calls her Nynaeve.
Yeah, and I kind of think that's like a big step for Nynaeve, thinking that that part of her life is done.
Yeah.
Possibly, or just the fact
For
that
now, yeah.
yeah, she is out in the world and wisdoms aren't necessarily recognized the same way. So,
Well, and it's definitely something that Moraine uses as a jab against her. She like calls her like in a condescending way. She'll be like, wisdom.
yeah, like,
You know,
is
so-
that still who you are?
Right.
Because if you're going to be an Aes Sedai, you can't be a wisdom.
Right.
So,
A woman comes into the room to tell Egwene that her young man is pounding on the door, yelling for her, and he is causing an uproar.
this is great.
Oh my god, he's
Yeah.
causing a scene. So they go to see Rand, and the attendant lady asks Egwene if she's going to marry Rand because no one will poach where she has claim, but he will make a good husband.
Yeah, well, he's tall and
Yeah.
he's strapping.
Ooh, and a prince or something.
Yeah,
Right? Like everyone, there's so many rumors about this guy.
And I gotta say, this is such a funny scene because Rand is like at the front of this women's apartment, and freaking Agelmar.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, is
even
standing there.
Agelmar is there telling Rand why he can't go in, and he goes, "I know I can't go in. I'm just calling for her."
I wasn't trying to go in. I'm just shouting her name from the entrance.
Yeah.
like that's still causing a scene, man.
Yeah, Rand has a back and forth with Agelmar, where Agelmar says something about the horn and like, "Don't let it seize you."
So again, that calls
Yeah.
to Agelmar wanting to get the horn gone because he felt the urges
Yeah.
of like using it.
Yeah.
So
And when Rand is talking and Egwene is approaching, she thinks that Rand sounds odd.
okay, what is that?
I don't know. I've noted it, and that's all.
Okay,
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me right now.
okay.
Maybe he's just different to her. Like they're leaving, they're separating.
They're going on totally different paths now.
Yes, and he's been through like quite a bit that maybe she's not even completely aware of how much. Like he was
Yeah.
just told he's the Dragon Reborn.
Like 100%.
yes, and so maybe he's just different because he's different.
Yeah. Well, and again, last time he saw her, she was unconscious on the floor in Fane's cell.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
that's the last time. So
Yeah. So Egwene says that she will take him, she will do the scolding. Everyone's like, okay, leave the scolding to Egwene. No, Egwene's not going to go scold him for yelling for her. But they go for a walk, and Egwene asks him if the Amerlin hurt him.
and that really means
Gentled.
gentled. Yeah.
And then she thinks to herself, what does a gentled man look like? Like, would I
Yeah.
be able to tell? Right?
Yeah.
And he says no. And he doesn't tell her anything important at all.
Yeah. Really, nothing really happens there.
Yeah, he says that she just wanted to see him because he's Taviran. Annoying.
Yeah, not really communicating well.
Yeah, nothing.
But that's not new either.
No, it's not. So Rand is just rambling about a bunch of stuff. Like he says once he finds the dagger and the horn, then he's done with it and everything, and he won't ever be used again.
Yeah, he's not in a good headspace right now.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No. And that's what my question about, like, the whole dagger thing. Like, I know he's been through a lot, but is there more at play that are, like, playing on his emotions?
Well, what else could possibly be playing on his emotions?
Well, he could be, like, cursed and in this, like, negative headspace because we know being around that dagger makes you suspicious. And so maybe he's, like, super suspicious that, oh, he's going to be used and he's gotten super in his head and he is perseverating on this thing because Egwene tries to talk some sense into him, but he says, I suppose I'll never see you again. I'm done with Aes Sedai. I won't be a puppet.
Yeah.
Like, he's super obsessed with this one thing.
He's really got the blinders on.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking, it just seems like I know he's been through a lot, and I know he's just had a lot dumped on him, but maybe there's slightly more to this.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
have you,
all.
Have you ever considered his whole channeling experiences being an issue? We know that he's a channeler of taintedness of Sidene.
Yeah.
Do you think that this happens this fast?
No.
Because the whole thing about men go insane.
Yeah.
Is this like him
I don't
being
think this
crazy?
is him going insane. I think
Okay.
this is him just being sensitive and emotional.
Okay. It's not
And-
like, oh my god, he's already crazy.
No, I
Okay.
think if there's anything, it's him feeling residual cursedness.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind, he just found out about Tam.
Yeah, he found out a lot of things. There's a
Lot of
lot of
information.
emotional things going on.
Yeah.
But I don't think
being in the presence of that dagger and being in the presence of Fane and / more death has helped.
Yeah. So really interesting comparison here. When we saw Leandrin do the whole channeling thing to Amelisa, she was accusing Amelisa's brother Egelmar of being a dark friend, which really turned Amelisa into a terrible headspace.
Yeah.
And that's when Leandrin struck out and did her thing and made Amelisa do what she wanted her to do.
Super vulnerable.
Yeah. And that's the exact same thing that the Amyrlin and Varen and Moraine did, was get Rand super vulnerable.
Yeah.
And we saw Varen sweating, trying to do something possibly to Rand.
Yeah, I know. But this has been going on since before.
Yeah.
Right? Where he thought that he should leave, and I'm trying to leave and I can't, and everything's awful, and I'm trying to ditch my friends, but I can't. So there's a lot going on for him that didn't just start today.
Gotcha.
So I'm just curious about whether or not there's more.
Okay. And maybe give him a bit of a pass.
No.
No passing?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I was going to say maybe get a get a freebie
I guess if we forgive Matt for being a cursed asshole, then I guess we could.
Have we forgiven Matt?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have? Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Aw.
That's nice.
But no, I think that Rand is just always sort of this hypersensitive guy who can't handle his emotions.
Yeah, he has a hard time.
Yeah. So interesting though, because Egwene says that she's going to be an Aes Sedai and she's going to find a way to help him.
Oh.
Interesting. And so he says, promise me you won't choose red. You'll want to gentle me.
Yeah.
And she hugs him tightly and tells him to take care of himself. And he says, I love you.
She thinks he does.
Yeah, he does. And then pushes her away and strides away almost running.
Yeah.
And she thinks, take care of yourself. You wool-headed lummox. Light, take care of him.
Yeah. I always think that's a good strategy, is tell a girl you love her and then run away so you can't hear her say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Egwene will choose green.
Interesting. Why? Because
she loves men.
Oh, she loves men, so she's going to choose...
Well, she loves Rand.
Yeah.
And she wanted Rand to be her warder and for them to get married.
It's also funny because you know nothing else about green except that they probably have a lot of men warders and they like to date them. And yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So on record...
Well, she says she wants to help him.
True.
And on record, I said I do not want to help male channelers.
Well, Reds for sure, yeah.
Reds 100%, and mostly everyone else, for sure not. Everyone is pretty on board with male channelers need to be gentled.
Yeah.
They're all basically on board for that. And so the fact that she is not immediately on board for that because she has this personal connection with a man who can channel leads me to believe that she will be someone who is sympathetic to men, which is the opposite of Reds, which is green.
With your limited knowledge, I think that's a pretty great prediction.
Thank you. I don't remember what I said about her before. I don't know if I ever did.
I don't think we ever talked about it.
I predicted Moraine's blueness.
Because of blue colors.
Because she wore blue.
She wore blue, yeah.
And,
which, again, wasn't the worst prediction because it was right.
And I predicted Elida as green.
Because she was wearing green.
Because she was wearing green and she did flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was wrong.
Yeah, you were wrong. So here's a question, just because Egwene does say some things that we like to speculate on for the future of the series. She says, and Rand as well, they say, I'll never see you again. And then Egwene's I'm going to try to help you. So do you think this is the last time that they see each other?
No.
Okay. So there's going to be a coming back together of?
Yeah.
Is Egwene going to be able to help Rand somehow?
No.
That's pretty great too. Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah. I don't think she'll actually ever be able to help him.
But she won't want to gentle him, probably?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
Because the whole dragon prophecies, and it seems important that he channel?
Well, yeah, she doesn't know that much. But maybe she will one day?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big question, so...
Didn't Moraine say, she's destined to be the Amyrlin or something like that?
Yeah, she said something
if she could be more powerful than the Amyrlin.
Yeah, if you keep up at this rate, you'll sit on the Amyrlin seat, if there's still an Amyrlin seat around.
Or was that Nynaeve?
No, that was Egwene. No. So that was Moraine about Egwene. She said that if you keep up at this pace, you might sit on the Amyrlin seat if there's still an Amyrlin seat to sit on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Implying that maybe the tower will be destroyed or whatever. So a dragon is going to burn the throne to the ground.
Oh, melt it.
Yeah.
Is it the...
Boom, Game of Thrones crossover.
Yeah, is it the throne, the seat that's made of swords?
Exactly. There you go. We figured it out.
Heron-marked swords.
That's where the series crossover comes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am eager to read on.
Yeah.
The next chapter is also long and very meaty, so I think we're only doing one chapter.
Yeah, it's called Leave Takings.
Leave Takings, right. I did see that, and I thought, oh, interesting, because when they were leaving Emmonsfield at the beginning of The Eye of the World, the chapter was called Leave Taking.
There you go. Oh, man, reusing chapter titles.
Oh, is that lazy?
How
many chapters are there?
I feel like we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I know.
With the whole, like, weaving of
weaving
the
of the webs of the
pattern
weaves.
and weaves and yeah. So.
But no, this is the same.
Same
but
thing.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's
Okay.
like mirrors. Okay, and with that being said, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, I think part of the pattern.
Thank you for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani, produced by Dani and Brett with Kyle Smith, Ward Weisensell, Joe Lott, Passion Socks, and Multude. Music by Audionautics.com. If you'd like bonus content like bonus episodes, outtakes, Q&As, more fun Wheel of Time talk, early access, cool stickers and keychains, and also to support us making great content, visit us at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitter at The Wheel Weaves Podcast. We love interacting with our listeners. Plus, don't forget to rate, subscribe, and tell a friend about us because referrals really are the best compliment. We'd really love for you to come over and join our Discord channel for some spoiler or spoiler-free discussions. You can find the links at our Twitter page as well as on our Patreon page. Thanks again for tuning in because this really is part of the pattern now.